Hello everyone. In the previous video lecture we have seen about 0-1 knapsack problem. What is the 0-1 knapsack problem? How to generate a table, how to get the optimum solution, how to maximize the profit, and how we should not cross the limit of the knapsack. Once again we'll just see what that means. I have a knapsack of a certain capacity. I have a knapsack or a bag with a certain capacity. I have n items. I have n items which need to be put in the bag. Then I have certain profits and weights associated with them. These are the profits associated with those items. And these are the weights. Knapsack of a certain capacity, number of items, the weights and the profits of those 4 items. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3 and 4. These 4 items, profits of those 4 items and weights of those 4 items. You can consider weights in terms of kgs or pounds and profits in terms of rupees or dollars, whatever you want. Now I need to fill this bag in such a way that the profit is maximized and the weight of these items that are added into the knapsack do not exceed the capacity of the knapsack. This is my entire goal. This is how I need to solve this problem using dynamic programming. So what we did was, we had a 2-dimensional array or a table with n plus 1 rows and w plus 1 columns. N plus 1 rows and w plus 1 columns. So let's draw that. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. W plus 1, value of w is 8, so 8 plus 1, 9 columns. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have these n plus 1 rows and w plus 1 columns. So I need to fill this. I need to fill this table so that I'll be able to find the optimum solution or the maximum profit, but keeping in mind I do not exceed this capacity. So previous lecture we have seen how to do it. Now we'll see the program which is related to it. This is a table with n rows and the m columns, or you can say w columns. So this is a 2-dimensional matrix. So I'll have a 2-dimensional matrix. I'll call it K, 5 rows and 9 columns. 5 rows and 9 columns. So in order to generate this 2-dimensional table or a 2-dimensional matrix, I need 2 for loops. So let's write for I equals to 0, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus, for j is equal to 0, j less than or equal to m, j plus plus. So these 2 for loops are going to help me in generating this table and adding values to it. I'm going to have 3 cases. If I equals to 0 or j equals to 0. If I equals to 0 and j equals to 0, then k of I comma j is equal to 0. K of I comma j is equal to 0. So this is the first case. This is the first case. else if, the next case that I'm going to encounter, we'll trace it out and we'll check and we'll fill those values. Else if weight of I less than or equal to j, weight of I less than or equal to j, then I'm going to use that formula which we used in the previous lecture to fill that table. Max of P of I plus K of I minus 1 j minus weight of I, j minus weight of I, and K of I minus 1 and j. So I need to find the maximum of these two values. Whichever is maximum, I'm going to choose that and place it inside the table. It's a maximization problem where I need the maximum profit. This is the second case. The third case, I'll just erase this part. I can write it there. The third case, else part. Else K of Ij is equal to K of I minus 1 j. Let's see what this means and how this works. So this code is for filling values in this table. This code is for filling values in this table. So after these values are filled, I'm going to say printf K of I comma j, K of I comma j, or you can say NW, K NW. Alright, so this code, let's trace it out. Let's see how this code is used to fill this particular table. First iteration, I value is 0, I less than equal to n, condition is true. J equals to 0, j less than equal to m, or you can say w. This is w. Since I've taken it as w over here, I'll make this as w. J less than equal to w, j plus plus. Condition is true, so I value is 0, j value is 0. Condition is true, come inside. If I equals to 0 or j equals to 0, this condition is true, which means K of Ij is equal to 0. K 0 comma 0. This is my table K. This is my table K. At K 0 comma 0, at this particular cell over here, I'm going to fill 0. Next, j plus plus. J value becomes 1. Again, it will check this condition. If I equals to 0 or j equals to 0, yes, I is equal to 0. So K of Ij, K of 0 comma 1. 0 comma 1 is 0. J plus plus, j value becomes 2. I equals to 0 or j equals to 0. Yes, I is equal to 0. One of these conditions is true, which means K of Ij is equal to 0. So K of 0 comma 2. K of 0 comma 2 is 0. So as you can see, j value goes on increasing. This is the capacity of the knapsack. As it goes on increasing, and since I value is always 0, for the first iteration, the value in these cells will be 0. So j will go up to 8. J will go up to 8. So till 8, I value will remain 0. So everything in those cells will remain 0. Next, I value becomes 1, j value becomes 0 at the second iteration. Now I want to fill this row, the second row. So I value here becomes 1, j value becomes 0. So it is the first, this second row and first column. I equals to 0 or j equals to 0. Yes, j is 0. So K of Ij, K of 1 comma 0. This is K of 1 comma 0 will be 0. Next, j plus plus. J plus plus. J value is 1, I value is 1. I equals to 0 or j equals to 0. Condition is false. So this first case will not run. Let's go to the second case and check. Weight of I less than or equal to j. What is the weight of I? Weight of the first object. Weight of the first object is 2. Here. These are profits. These are weights. This is the first object from here. This is the first object from here. What is the weight of the first object? 2. So weight of I. Weight of 1 is equal to 2. Less than or equal to j. J value is 1. Is 2 less than or equal to 1? Condition is false. This formula will not run. It will go to the else part. What do we do in the else part? K of ij is equal to K of I minus 1 comma j. So in K of 1 comma 1, I comma j, I value is 1, j value is 1. So K 1 comma 1, what value do we fill? 1 minus 1 and 1. So what is the value present in K 0 comma 1? This is the table K. 0 comma 1 is 0. So fill that inside 1 comma 1. 0. Next, j plus plus. Next, j plus plus. J value becomes 2. J value becomes 2. First condition fails. First condition fails. Second will also fail because weight of I is less than or equal to j. Yes, weight of the first object is 2. 2 less than or equal to 2. Condition is true, which means this formula will execute now. Let's fill those values in that formula and check what value will get there. P of I. Here I value is 1. Please remember, I value is 1, j value is 2. Profit of I, which means profit of the first object. Profit of first object is 1. So P of I, that is 1, plus K of I minus 1. K of 0. So this is K of 0. J minus weight of I. What is the value of j? 2. So 2 minus weight of I. 2 minus weight of I. 2 minus 2. Next, K of I minus 1. K of 1 minus 1 is 0 and j. So I need to find the maximum of this. So it is 1 plus K of 0 comma 0. So this is 0 comma 0. K of 0 comma 0 is 0. K of 0 comma 2 is 0. So 1 comma 0. I need to choose the maximum of these two values. What is the maximum of these two values? 1. So where I'm going to place it? I'm going to place it in this cell at K of 1 comma 2. At K of 1 comma 2, I'm going to place this maximum value 1. Next, j plus plus. J value becomes 3. This condition fails. This condition. Else if weight of I, what is the weight of I? Weight of I. Weight of the first object is 2. 2 less than or equal to j. J value is 3. So similarly, go on incrementing values of I and j and fill up this table. And fill up this table. So when you fill this table, these are the values that you will get. So using this for loop and these equations or these formulas, you will be able to fill this table completely. Now last cell over here, present here, this is giving me the maximum value or maximum profit. This is giving me maximum profit. So how did we go, how did we check now which are the objects that we need to include and we need to exclude? So we started with here. So we compared the value of this cell with the previous row. So what is the value of this cell? Say k of I comma j. We checked whether it is equal to k of I minus 1 and j. K of I minus 1 and j. If it was same, we did not print it. If it was same, we simply decremented the value of I. We went to the previous row. So we did I minus minus. If it is not same, if this condition fails, then what did we do? We needed to subtract this value and the weight of the ith object. We subtracted from this value the weight of the ith object. So this is what we are going to do. So what we'll do is, so the next piece of code is going to tell us which are the objects that we need to include and which are the objects that we need to exclude. If k of ij is equal to k of I minus 1 j, which means I minus minus. What does this mean? What does this line mean? We are comparing the value present in this row with the value present in the previous row. We are checking. This value is 4, 8. So k of 4, 8. We are checking whether it is equal to 3, 8. We are checking whether it is equal to 3, 8. What is present in 3, 8? What is present in 3, 8? 7. So it is not equal. If it is not, if these two values were equal, if it was 8 present over here, what did we do? We moved to the previous row, which means that this object is not included. This object is not included. If these two values are not equal, what do we do? Else, if these two values are not included, what do? We print the value of I, which means we print this row, fourth object. Now in our case over here, 8, we compare it with 7. Are they equal? No, they are not equal, which means this object is included. We did x1, x2, x3, x4. x1, x2, x3 and x4. So since these two values are not equal, I included that object, which means I printed that row. This is what I am doing here. Print I. Then what did we do? What is the weight of the fourth object? The weight of the fourth object is 5. So we did 8 minus 5 is equal to 3. This is what exactly we will be doing. So j is equal to j minus weight of I. J is equal to j minus weight of I, and then move to the previous row, I minus minus. Let's see. Now these two values are not equal. So I printed that. I printed row number 4. Next, j is equal to j minus weight of I. 8 minus 5 is equal to 3. 8 minus 5 is equal to 3. So j value is 3. And what is the I value? I value also becomes 3. I value also becomes 3. Now, I'm going to keep on doing this of finding which object to include and which to exclude while I is greater than 0 and j is greater than 0. So till these two variables values are greater than 0, I need to keep on doing this. So this is inside a while loop. Alright. So j value is 3, I value is 3, condition is true, they are greater. Let's find out if k of ij, so k of 3, 3, is it equal to k of 2, 3? What is the value of k of 3 comma 3. 3 comma 3 is 2, and k of 2 comma 3. 2 comma 3 is also 2. So 2 is equal to 2. First condition is true, which means I am not going to include this object 0. So we'll simply do I minus minus. I value was 3, I value becomes 2. Next again check. I value is 2, j value is 3. Next, I greater than 0, j greater than 0, condition is true. Check again. If these two values are equal to k of 1 comma 3. What is k of 2 comma 3? 2 comma 3 is 2. 2 comma 3 is 2. Is it equal to k of 1 comma 3? 1 comma 3 is 1. So since this is not equal, print that row. Second one, I value is 2. So ith object, print the ith object. Second object is printed. Then what do we do? J equals to j minus weight of I. What is the value of j? 3. 3 minus weight of I. What is the weight of I? Weight of the second object. Weight of the second object is 3. So 3 minus 3 will be 0. Then again I minus minus. I value was 2. 2 becomes 1. So I will be 1. J will be 0. J will be 0. I greater than 0, j greater than 0, condition is false. So it will not go. So only these two objects will be included. The condition fails. J is greater than 0, condition is false. So all this will not be executed. Which are the two objects that are included now? Which are the two objects that are printed? Second and fourth. So second and fourth. What is the profit of the second object? 3. What is the profit of the fourth object? 5. Hence the maximum profit is equal to 8. So this is how you solve it. So this is only the important part or the main logic of the program which has been explained to you. You have to design the entire program, like taking input from the user. Either you can take input from the user, or you can directly assign the weight of the knapsack, the number of objects, the profit array, and the weights array. You can directly assign it like this, or you can take input from the user. Enter the knapsack capacity, enter the number of objects, then enter the profits of those objects, and enter the weights of those objects. You can divide this into functions if you want, or you can write the entire program inside main function. The choice is left to you. So try and execute this program. This program obviously will be shared with you. Execute this program and generate these values and check. So this was about the program of 01 knapsack. In the next class, we'll be studying about the greedy method and what are the different algorithms that fall under this category called greedy technique. Thank you.